The Greatest Showman is such a joyous movie. And of course, we're accustomed to seeing you do action with Wolverine.
Yeah.
How is
Not
this...
as joyous, Wolverine, no.
Right. How is this different? You're singing, you're dancing, things are coming at you. And do you get hurt when performing something like this?
I mean, doing a movie musical is like nothing I've done before. It's much closer, obviously, to doing a Broadway show or hosting the Oscars, that feeling of everyone working very hard behind the scenes to come together and have a party, right? But it takes many months for it to feel like a party on set. And I'm turning 50 next year, Margaret. I'm going to be honest, my legs were hurting, and we had a very young, enthusiastic choreographer, Ashley Wallen, who loved to see me in pain. He's a fellow Aussie, and he kind of really enjoyed it. So my long legs were moving and bending more than I have in many years. But you know the main injury I got, and this is embarrassing? There's a scene of me running off stage. So I have to run off stage, and as I ran, I tripped. I'd like to say I tripped on something, but it was absolutely nothing. And it was like a slow motion fall, and I ended up going right into the obelisk. It's like the Egyptian spire, which was paper mache, and I put my head right through that thing.
So much more dangerous than doing Wolverine.
I injure myself more in this movie than any of the X-Men movies put together.
Well, you look like you're having a great time.
Yeah.
One of the themes of this film is that if you're different, you become a target.
Yeah.
I was wondering, was there ever a stage in your life where you maybe didn't feel that you fit in? Or?
Oh, yeah. I think every kid really relates to that. Every teenager, and maybe even adult. The pressure on all of us, not just from our peers, but from marketing and advertising, to be whatever is cool, to be whatever is hip, whatever people love the most, is very strong. To be yourself, to own who you are, to spend your energy on just being you, actually takes a lot of effort. And it is a big, and I remember when I was young, I remember hating getting a haircut. Like you go to school with a haircut, go to school with new shoes. I don't know if it was the same, but in Australia, you go to school with new shoes. Like it was just all horrible. I remember on a more serious note, my family, my parents got divorced, and back then it wasn't as common. Even that, I remember feeling, I just don't want to be noticed. I think that is really common. Now, for the people in our movie, what was at stake was far more, because it wasn't just different, it wasn't just weird. For many people back in 1850, if you were a three-legged man or a little person or all that, you were almost considered cursed by God, like God's mistakes. And people were locked in basements. They were hidden for their entire lives and filled with shame. So what Barnum did was not only take pity on them, but make them not just famous, but the most loved people on the planet.
It's always good to feel loved.
Yeah.
One of the other aspects of this film is dealing with an issue that's maybe more relevant for women, is the balance of family and work. You're such a huge star, and we see how your character goes off and pursues his dreams, and maybe feels a little lost from his family for a while. How do you incorporate that? How do you keep that balance?
In real life?
Yes.
You know, I would say it's the same for men. And I only say that because of all my friends. Some are non-working, like their partners work. Some are working. I think that balance is really difficult. It's a difficult one, and I think it's a good thing. In modern life, we question more. I think 2 generations ago, it was, you go to work, don't talk to dad for 30 minutes. He's got to have a whiskey or 2 before you even, like now, forget it. Like the moment you walk in the door, it's like, the kids are yours, you're on. But still, we work longer hours than we ever did. The kids have more schedules than ever before. People commute an hour and a half to and from work. The balance is harder and harder. To me, one of the key paths to happiness in life is finding that right measure. You've got to find time for your partner, find time for yourself, for your kids, for your work, for all that stuff. And it's not easy.
Well, I love the way your character does it in the movie.
Yeah, he doesn't always get it right. Eventually.
Always a pleasure talking to you.
You too, Margaret. Thank you.
Thank you for your time.